Hey there, toy collector friends and Transformers fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Triple TC, that's the time traveling toy collector, and we're back looking at my HasLab experience. This was my first ever HasLab, and it is of course the Victory Saber set. So far we've looked at various combinations of Saber, Star Saber, etc., and the V-Star jet. And here he is. Let me just slide these across for the sake of simplicity. Here is Star Saber all transformed up into the V-Star jet. I mean, that is an impressive looking item of space travel, intergalactic travel, call it what you will. It's impressive and I think it's incredible. And it's funny because it took me a really long time to get around to transforming or messing with this at all, once I got it, because I didn't know enough about it. I wanted to know more about it, and I'm really glad that I did, because we're moving on to the other figure that came in the range today. So I'm going to move that out of the way and bring in Victory Leo, as Victory Leo is going to be the main focus of today. So actually I'm going to just lift Star Saber in his V-Jet mode out of the way, pop him somewhere safe, hopefully, so we can really focus on today's main event, which is Victory Leo. Now, Victory Leo is a curious sort of bot. It's one of those that has an evident sort of beast mode quality to it. But what I had no concept of first time around was that Victory Leo is actually a reconstituted version of God Jinrai, Super God Jinrai, who sacrifices himself to save Saber. I know, that's why there's such value in actually getting to grips with the material that these figures are based on, because it does give you a brand new insight into the characters that you're getting in this set, and the whole mythos and legacy factor of the whole thing. So I'm relatively new, so in the same way that I've seen G1 stuff for years over and over again, so it's sort of ingrained within me. I've only gone through all of the Victory cartoon once, so I've still got some maybe gaps is the wrong word, but it's not permanent in my head yet. So I'm still learning and being reminded of things and making the occasional slip up, so be forgiving. But if you do spot me making any errors, please let me know in the comments down below. So again, another hefty figure. I don't believe, obviously I never had the original version of this, but I don't believe it's as big as the original G1 version of this. But that's, fair enough. It's completely in scale with Saber, and that's all that matters really in this set. He does have these cannons that come over the back. People have talked about this before, and I get it, this sort of waffling that's going on in there. It's a little bit disappointing, but by the same token, it also could just be the design, the energy design, that helps disperse the energy weapon power from within, so I'm not too fussed about it. There is head articulation, which is nice and straightforward. I'll just keep these out of the way for now. He does have, it's a bit of a game of two halves, and I'm not being I don't mean that quite as literally as it's going to become, because he does have sort of rudimentary, what you'd expect to see in terms of his articulation. It's all going on. There is some at the knee, there is some swivel, but we have very limited. We do have some, as you can hear them, they're quite ratchety ratchets in the hips there, but we don't have a waist swivel because of his transformation. So for context, Victory Leo turns into a sort of battle lion thing, obviously, as is the wont of the genre, a battle lion thing, and a sort of jet, which is really, I think, all I can describe it as. The sort of jet is one of those sort of third modes that triple changes tend to have, where you look at it and go, really? But what's super cool is that the jet mode can then merge with the V-Star jet, and so then all three of them can combine. And then the next stage, which is what we'll look at in the final video of this one, is where all three elements, so we've got Saber, we've got the V-Star jet, and we've got Victory Leo, can all combine together to form Victory Saber, which is, you know, the ultimate end point of the set. But yeah, I mean, just coming back to take in his let's sort of zoom in a bit, his face sculpt, which sort of screams, oh, let's not do that, which sort of screams anime, doesn't it? I think that's a beautiful face sculpt. We've got a unfortunate Autobot logo on his crutch there, and of course, for those who know, he does sort of bisect himself in order to manage his transformations. So it's right down the middle of his logo, or his insignia. You don't want your insignia split in half, I'll tell you that now. There are some red lines that are, I'll use the word missing, from the back of his wings. They're not missing. They're available on stickers. I've elected to not put them on, just because I don't think he needs them, and I don't really want to run the risk of using stickers if I can avoid it, because I think he looks really good as is with the paint apps that he has. He does have this gold chrome that mirrors what we've seen on Saber, but there's again very minimal scuffage from the packaging, but there is a little bit. But all in all, he survived the packaging, so that's super cool. He survived pretty much everything. Now all he's got to do is survive me transforming him into his beast mode. So without further ado, I'll be right back. So here we have Victory Leo in his beast mode, and it's a relatively straightforward transformation, although aspects of mine were a little stiff, particularly the swapping out of the arms into the front legs. That was a little bit tricky. Also, the head has some a mane that, and I'm going to get it in hand in a moment, but it has a mane that really didn't want to play, and every time you touch the head it closes the mane off. So that's it. Got to the point where I just stopped pulling it out because it was just super annoying. But he has got, I mean, he can crouch pretty nicely. It's not it's not the worst beast mode I've ever seen. There's quite a bit of visible stuff there, but I don't really have a frame of reference. And this here is apparently his tail, okay, if you like. But yeah, so you can see all the way around there's an awful lot of the middle exposed, but also you know, there is a big space in the middle. Now, according to the instructions, the big space in the middle needs to be filled with this, and I just need to find out where it is we attach it. I think we're supposed to attach it. Where are we supposed to attach it? Is it one of these ports here we're supposed to attach it to? I don't know how that would work. Sorry, you can't see. I'm just trying to figure how we're supposed to attach this gun. But maybe it's this bit that comes down. Maybe that's what we're going to use to attach it somewhere, and it attaches in there. No, none of that seems to want to happen. Right, let me have a look. Phew, I got there in the end. So basically, there is a concealed tab which you can deploy to get the relock cannon in place and held. I'm not entirely convinced still that I've done it right, but it's holding and it seems to be in place, so I'm going to take that as yes. Picking him up so we can see that what the face looks like. I really like the face. Again, you can see there's a mouth there with some teeth, which are coloured. If we can see, you can zoom if we can see that as well as I'd like you to see it. But there are some teeth in there and a little red tongue. Nice blue eyes. So they, you know, he does look the thing, quite the thing there. The legs are, you know, he has some rotation in his feet and his arm shoulder joints. The head has a little bit of turn around, but it doesn't have an awful lot. But yeah, he is a little bit, well, I mean, it's a sort of anime manga-esque type of character, so I suppose we just sort of have to go, yep, of course that's what he looks like. But it's a feral beast mode, and to all intents and purposes, that's what he's serving us with, and that's what we're getting, feral beast mode. So hard to argue with that. And just for comparison size wise, here he is with Holly from the Rescue Force, so you can see just how he scales with Holly there in the Rescue Force as part of this set. Quite hefty to be sure. Right, so this is the feral beast mode, but we also have a curious jet mode, so I will now endeavour to get him into that. And here we have Victory Leo in his Victory Leo jet configuration, and it's interesting. So let me rotate it round for you. It's basically the sort of feral lion mode. I've actually angled the tips down slightly for a dramatic effect, to try and make it a little bit more interesting. But it's essentially the lion mode, all tucked in and facing the other direction. But I think if you tuck those wings down slightly, it does give it a little bit more of an interesting silhouette. And as you come around to the reverse of it, you can see what I'm going to classify as the thrusters here. But yeah, there is some sort of nice detailing around the edges. But yeah, from what we started with to what we've got now, it's a curious beast. You know, it's a big beast. There's the head sort of in a curious position. These two tusks, they love jumping off, which is really, really annoying, just so you're aware. But we've got the wings there. You can sort of see how everything's folded back in on itself. We've got the V-lock cannon there. But yeah, from some angles, I think it kind of looks interesting. I think from other angles, most other angles, in fact, it looks like a bit of a flying brick. But again, not to be a spoil sport, it is animation accurate. You know, more or less, it's as animation accurate as we can probably expect to get. So all in all, this mode does exactly what we kind of would want it to do, which is a little bit terrifying because it does feel like it's just been sort of, we'll swap it around and wiggle some bits about and we'll call it a jet. But it did appear in the it is canon, as it were. So great. So the next thing we need to do is convert this jet mode so that it interacts with the V-Star jet, and we have one massive Saber jet thing. So whilst I'm now converting the two, it would be a great opportunity for you to like the video, haphazard though it's turning out to be today, and also drop a subscription to the channel. It's completely free. There's no obligation to watch all the output. Just the things that are of interest to you would be fantastic. But at least it means you won't miss anything Transformers related, future HasLab stuff, G.I. Joe, Doctor Who, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, Star Wars, all sorts of stuff's going on all the time. Not just Transformers, but you know, if you can, that's great. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. You can just come and scroll by anytime you fancy it, and I'll be happy to see you. In the meantime, let's get this all converted up into the Superjet mode. Okay, so here we are now, and I'm having to go handheld to show you this because of the sheer enormity of this version of the jet. But again, from the front, it looks pretty impressive. It is huge. It's all being held up on the included stand. And there's the brain of courage busy piloting away there. I'm just sort of rotate it around a little bit because I think that's going to be the easiest way for me to do it. So we've got the V-Star jet all doing its V-Star jetty stuff. And then along around here at the back, you can see there, we now have Victory Leo combined up and within. And there's his little lion head. We've now got the additional wings and the additional firepower. And it really is something to behold. Not least because it is just absolutely gigantic. I mean, it's so hard to try and even get it all in shot. So this is just absolutely humongous. So here I am I will do some photos across all the different modes we've seen in this video for the end. But it is gigantic. I mean, it's just you sort of think, oh, it's going to probably be quite large. This quite large doesn't. You can see little Holly there, which I've got standing by. You can see the scale there. It's ridiculous. It's massive. So I mean, it looks great. Don't get me wrong. It's very sort of sci-fi. It's very sort of let's straighten that up a little bit. It's very well. It's everything you would want it to be. It's bonkers. It's huge. It's got a nice amount of Autobot insignia on there, which is always lovely. But yeah, it's absolutely incredible to see in action. But this is now the combined form of Victory Saber, because it's got Victory Leo in there, it's got Saber in there, it's got the V-Star jet, it's got the Brain of Courage in there, busy piloting the whole thing down here. You can see him. Say hi. Hi there, little guy. There you go. But yeah, this thing is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. And if this is absolutely huge, then I'm looking forward hugely to see the combined form of Victory Leo and Star Saber when they give us at last Victory Saber, which will be the next video. Folks, did you pick this HasLab up? Do you wish you had? Maybe you've got the original Japanese toys. Let me know what you think of this toy down in the comments below. Are you excited to see the new Victory HasLab come to fruition? The Leo Kaiser, the combiner. You're looking forward to that? Let me know down below. You know the drill. And again, if you can like and subscribe, that would be amazing. But if not, don't you worry. I very much look forward to seeing you in the next video. You take care, and it just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. Take care, and bye-bye for now. Be